Flosstube, it's Janet with Janet Jabber. I'm coming at you with episode 179. If you're a returning friend, thank you so much for coming back to visit this week. I love our visits and giving you updates on what's going on in my life. And if you're a new friend, I hope you like what you see. Stick around, subscribe, comment, thumbs up, do the YouTube things. Welcome to this channel. So with that, I'm going to jump into our stuff. I have a request for my Chester's. First of all, we got Opie, who gets all weird when it's weird weather, so he's weird today. Back to what I was talking about before he started licking my hand. I have a request to show my Chester's place again because someone Missy is going to start stitching this. So this is my Chester's place. It is not like the original one from the Whistle Stop Stitcher. Her house is her house is red where mine is blue. I also put in some yellow that I do not remember what it was. Probably just something from a different project. But I do have the blues and the roof color that I used due to my dear friend Daylene from So Grateful. So she had done a piece, not this one, she had done a piece and she used the blue house and I loved it. So I reached out to her and what she gave me was, she used Weeks Dye Works, Dove, Blue Corn, and then the brown was Dirt Road. So thank you for that, Daylene, and I hope this is what you were looking for, Missy. Along those lines of helping a fellow stitcher out, I had a request here back from Bonnie to try to hook me up with someone in her local area. I have that information, Bonnie. I need you to send me an email at janetjabber@gmail.com so I can forward you the email address of the local stitcher for you. Bonnie is a crafty, I'm putting your name here, your YouTube name right here, Crafty Connosaurus. I think that's how you say it. So get a hold of me and we'll get you guys connected, hopefully. So with that, I'm going to jump into some stuff that I do every single week on here. And one of those is remind you of the Happy Mail form in my links below. I know there's a lot of weirdness going on YouTube. I just use this Happy Mail form to be able to send out Happy Mail. So you don't have to fill it out in order to be a winner on my channel. It helps, but you don't have to. I also just use it to send out letters. Once a month, I send out a little card. So please fill that out if you would like to possibly receive Happy Mail. There's other links in my description box as far as buy me a coffee or a Ko-fi link and those sort of things. But on to the next segment of this channel that we like to do is the featured friends. I'm going to pop a picture in here. This is our dear friend Fran. She is showing her, this is her last Christmas stitch by the Wandering Stitcher. It's called Mistletoe Hair, and she did it in the month of December. She used an opalescent green Ada using DMC floss. So thank you very much for showing that to me, Fran. I love that. I love rabbits that are shaped that way. So I'm also sharing something that she got for Christmas time, and here's that picture. That is her robot dog named Future. How cute is that? I love my little fluffy Opie. But my husband and I do say at different times that these are the last set of dogs because of age and whatnot of us. But so who knows? Maybe a future is in my future. Thank you very much for sharing that, Fran. If you would like to be added to the list for a featured friends segment, please send that in to janetjabber@gmail.com and I will get that in the queue to get those shown on the channel. Everyone loves that about this channel. I love just showing other people's and the community feel. So I have two other things that are currently I'm doing giveaways every other week. So the winners from last week's giveaway. Again, it's still crinkly, even though we're a week later. So number 1 is for Susan Barnes. And number 2 is for Connie Simonich. So I will check my Happy Mail form, but if you will please get a hold of me and get me your mailing address, I will get those mailed out as soon as possible. So now we are going into finishing up the month of February and what are my plans for the month of March. So we're going to dig into my stitching. I have 2 finishes to share with you for this week. This one, lighting is not too bad. wonky a little bit today, but it is what it is. All right, this is my Winter Quaker by Stitching Through the Years. I did change up a couple colors on that. Just one, I think. I feel like it was just the brown for the stag, but I like how it turned out. It is dark, but that is okay. Everything does not have to like stand out. It'll go along. I used the scrap piece from Hands on Designs Well Rounded, so this was the winter color for Well Rounded, so I just went ahead and carried it on into this piece. That was one of my finishes for this last week. My second one, we knew this was coming, and this is Tiny Town by Heart and Hand. I did do the green, like the flamingo, fancy flamingo lady. I don't remember her name. If I remember, I'll put it across the bottom. She just added some green to like change it up a little bit, and I liked it a lot, so I did that as well. Super happy to stitch. Super fun. And I have other tiny towns. We'll see. I may take a tiny little break and then bring a tiny town out later on this month, in the month of March. Okay, so what stitching do I have to share with you for this week? Hold on, because we got some stitching to share. I did a little bit of beading on my Mirabilia Winter Queen, who is stitched on a 28 count Morning Mist by Color and Cotton. I'm trying to figure out where to put things. I feel off for some reason. Probably because I'm not used to little Opes being in my lap, and he is clearly in my lap. He's clingy. We had bad storms, and he just recovers, takes him recovery. All right, this is what my queen looks like, as you recall. And I did do some beading in the skirt, if you can see. Beading there. I got beading done here, beading here, 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 up to here. So I'm ready to bead in her, oh my gosh, her crown. And this is all beading through here in the arm section that you see missing. So there's missing here, and the crown. And then there's long beads that come off of it too. So beading is definitely in the works. Thanks to my friend Melina from Count Twice, Stitch Once, right? Yeah. I set up my little beading bob thing with all the beads in there, and it made it so much easier. So I just like needed reassurance. It was my idea like to do this, and I was like, is this what you do? And she showed me hers, and I was so great minds think alike. The next thing I have to show you is my And a Force Grew, that if you remember, I'm in a sal of, I kind of mess this up when I try to explain it. Some other Flosstubers, and anyone can do this, takes a piece that they have chosen to stitch on, and mine is And a Force Grew, and you'll notice the blue in there is my doing. So I broke it up into 12 pieces so that I could stitch on one section of it a month and have this big old chart finished by the end of the year. And I am super happy with how it goes, because this one changes colors a lot as these little motifs go, and I didn't seem to gravitate toward it. So here's where I'm at. I'm gonna fold it in half this way because the month of February was like here. I love the colors on this every time I pull it out. So March will go on even this way. It'll take March and April before I fully get to the other side to the full width of the chart. But I really do enjoy that, breaking down a great big chart. I do. So my next one, Opie is standing here. You can kind of see some fur. Give him a little peek. He's such a little stinker. My next one, as I stitched on another queen this week, I brought out my Queen of Freedom and stitched on her for a couple days. She is stitched on Luna, 28 count Luna by Color and Cotton, yeah. He settles down, and then I put something on him, aka my fabric, and then he's like, he moves. All right, just to show you, this is what she looks like in whole right now. I worked on a star over here and brought a red stripe down. So slowly but surely, Queen of Freedom is gorgeous. I cannot wait for her to go on my wall. all these queens. I know my main queens should, knock on wood, we'll see if I can get them all done this year, but this one is gonna get thrown in at different times when I'm not working on them, or I get it done early, hopefully. Cross your fingers. All right, another piece that I stitched on is the little sal that Helen D has going on. This is Strawberry Fair, and I am this far along on it. So kinda, I got like a couple flowers and hearts up here, and then the big strawberry, a little other details to go. I got it round it. And I am going to leave this at the beginning of March as like my thread a day, I think. I feel like, to where I touch it every day, and we'll see if I can get this done pretty quickly. We'll see. That strawberry is like 600 stitches. I got time this last week to pull out my Blueberry of Happiness piece from JBW Designs. This is such a petite looking stitch. I love it so much. I'm so happy that I got to meet her. All right, so before I was here before, or when I had this the last time, let me do this. Let me redo this. The last time I just had these greens that you can barely see in here. So I put in all the little flowers across there, and these flowers across here, and this bluebird, who is not completely done, is just the 2 shades of blue. I need to finish him off. So this will come out again. I would like to keep moving along on this one to get this one done by this summer. So we'll see. I have lots of stitching goals, don't I? But I don't know, I move along. Things are stacking up crazy over here this week. I don't know why. All right, so my next thing I have is Mill Hill Monday to share with you. This is what I'm stitching for Mill Hill Monday. The little sea turtle. And he probably will be a finish when I come to you next time. I think I have one more color of bead to do. So he'll be a finish next time, and hopefully I will be pulling something to start as the next one. I'm not gonna say I'm running out of these things. I feel like I have like 3 more sets, but I may change my Mill Hill Monday to something else here in a bit. My Wicked Wednesday is my Tiny Modernist Halloween calendar. And I finished a block this week, and I did it on just black. Let's do that. It's just the eyeball. It pops, I think, on that. So number 20 is done, and I will be moving on to 21. We're getting through these. I love, some of these things work for me best when I do small chunks at a time. So since I finished up my I didn't finish up my last Festive Friday. I just decided that I was more in the fill of doing Christmas on Festive Friday. So I brought back out a Festive Friday, and it is a hands-on design Cranberry Christmas. And this is stitched on a piece of 28 count raw, Cashel Raw, I think is what it's called. Anyway, that is where I'm at on it. So before I picked it up this time, I only had the house done. So I did the little thing around the house, finished out this little platter, and started on the groundwork. I almost got the guts of all the trees done, but I didn't. I still have one more. So Festive Friday. I love the color palette. Those are stitched on some sulkies, so that is fun. So the last piece of stitching, I know I got a lot of stitching done this week, and it feels absolutely wonderful, but the last piece of stitching was a little frustrating for me, but we're gonna tell you the story and dig in on this. So I'm talking about my Nora Corbett June bug. I just showed it to you that I was starting it, and I did start it, but it wasn't, this is what I have on it, and I restarted it, so I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So I got to this was already done when I showed it to you last. So I basically put in this, which is like puffiness of her sleeves. But sometimes when you get hand dyeds, for me, sometimes they're so plump that it's hard to stitch on them. So this was doing that for me, and it wasn't making it enjoyable. So I went to my LNS, and I got the called for, which is a crusty, crinkly linen, but I'm able to stitch super fast on it. So last night I decided to restart this on that. I bought this over the weekend, but I quickly threw this in to restart. And this is on water lily 28 or 32 count water lily linen. But I just like how on this particular one strand is easy to stitch on it, but I didn't like the coverage it was given, so I just made the decision to restart it, and I don't do that a lot, so that was kind of different. All right, what I want to show you is something that I did one day last week before I jump in. It's still stitching related. So I have wanted to learn how to pin. My LNS is helping me. I've done watched the videos, but they're the pros. So I got my foam board, I got my pat, I got 4 of these. All these seasons are done. And I went up there for a lesson in my penning. So how do you do this? What do you do? I'm still learning, so I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on here. For me, how I learn, it takes me a while. I have to do it a few times to be able to learn it. But this is like my framed piece, and the idea is that I'll be able to pop them in and out as you see me do other pieces. You can't see it from here, but I have monthlies that I do this around here in my house too. So I super enjoyed it, but it did take longer than I thought it would, but it's learning, and so that does take me a little more time. So with any luck, I'll have all of these done, and I can use this as a display to do that. And I do lots of seasonal stitchings if you've been here around for a while, so I like that, being able to pop them in and out and change my decor around the house based on the season. So I wanted to share with that because that was a really fun lesson to embrace. So, all right, now I want to talk to you about my whip go calls and what my plans are for the month of March, as much as I can. So, my whip go calls, which were called over the weekend, mine is Away We Ride by Blackbird Design. I have a very pitiful start. That's it. That's my start. So this will get like 500 stitches in it, which I don't know. I'm going to try to make it to where I don't just do the border, but if you've been here for a while, you know I am obsessed with borders, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I don't know, maybe it'll just be the border across the top, but it'll be moving in the right direction, and that is stitching. And I enjoy stitching on that, so there. My next call that was called was Rolodex Morning Sampler, and I have been wanting to spend some time on this, so I'm glad that it was a call. And it is stitched on, oh, I didn't tell you on the other one. This one's stitched on Boot Camp by Bestitch Me. So the border's done on that one, so we'll see what section, and I was working in the grass, so we'll see where I continue along in regards to that. Other plans, I have a note card. I don't have stuff to show you, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Other plans that I have for the month of March. Beautiful things, I would like to see if I could knock that out. I had told you Strawberry Fairy, my Winter Queen, that would be great to get it done. I have a Winter Berry to finish up that series, but if you recall, I also stitch a berry a month, a stocking a month, this little mini bouquet thing that Jeanette Douglas was giving out last year. And I need to get Stars Hollow done so that it's ready for next month when I do the digital online retreat. So that's a lot of stitching that I'm putting on my plate, along with my whip goes and a Forest Grew. So I know it's doable. Plus I do my Mail Monday, Wicked Wednesday, Festive Friday. But I like a plan, and it gives me goals. I am a very goal-oriented person, so it just pushes me toward like, what am I doing? So I do have 2 pieces of haul I would like to share with you. And from what I understand, there's 2 more of these available. You would need to reach out to LNS Stitch, but you'll see here in the next coming weeks, possibly. I actually have a quilt in a very similar, it's the exact same color line, but it's a different, it's the exact same pattern, different color line. Jeez, oh Janet. But this is Lynn's Christmas bag. Look how finely detailed she does that. Oh, it's beautiful. So very cool. I knew that when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I need to get that. I need to get that. So it's steampunk, if you can see. Christmas steampunk. So I don't know. I know it's past Christmas, but she's got a couple more of these left, and maybe you're like thinking ahead to July already, and this is a good sized bag. and you can hold your like stitching in July. It's an idea. All right, so the next thing I have to show you, might want to look away if you're in Be Stitch Me's Fabric of the Month Club and you haven't received yours yet for the month of February. But I jumped back in on a 36 count linen, and this is what it is. And this is the name of it. And I love it. So we will see. I have 0 36 count in my stash, so that I'm just going to see about getting a piece every once in a while and going from there and just building it up. I'm a neutral girl, so that just kind of works. But other than that, that is all the stitching I have for this week. Big plans for the month of March and going forward from there. So I do want to talk to you about some stuff that went on in my personal life this last week. I was contacted. I've told you that I'm doing the sewing, so I'm making I'm dabbling in quilts. My quilts that I'm dabbling in are referred to as 3-yard quilts by a company called Fabric Cafe. It lays it all out there. It makes it super easy to be able to do, and I do enjoy it a lot. And it also gets my mind moving on like, what are the things can I do? So it has been very much fun. Well, I had a friend that I met in one of those classes. The place I bought my machine from, which I have a Janome, the place I bought my machine from, since I bought my machine from there, I'm able to take classes for free. So I've been in a couple of those classes, and a lady that I met on there, hi Twyla, organized and found out that our local sewing store had no classes this last Saturday and got permission for us to come in there and to sew. So me, my sister Annette, and Twyla went up there, and Twyla had talked to another lady that worked at this same place 30 years ago. I have to tell you, this lady was a hoot. I had such a hoot up there. It was so much fun stitching, and I learned 2 new things about my machine, which is how it works best for me to learn that way, because bite-sized pieces of information versus flooding me all at once, it'll stick. So that was very cool. I did get done pretty much what I wanted to get done, but I got a lot of socializing done. It was so fun to be able to, people would come in and see what ask us what we were doing. But the lady that worked there prior to, she's 92 years old, 92. And I said to her, she sits right down in front of me, in front of my sewing machine. I'm like, so what's your secret? I want to live to be 92. And she says to me, just keep breathing. I laughed so much. She's she was a fireball. It was so nice to meet her. Friendships are made and grown just by showing up. So I continue to go to these classes. I'm not going to say I don't need them, because I think that we always can learn little tidbits, but I just enjoyed it. You can see it on my face. I had so much fun with these little ladies, and that's why I do my LNS. That's the reason at my LNS I orchestrate a once a month thing of going up and sitting at the store and just being around like-minded people. It is just so good for the soul. So other than that, that's as far as me. Baby Ozzy is doing wonderful. Lizzie may kill me for sharing this picture, because I usually ask permission, but I didn't this week because they went to the baby fair, which is a local event done once a year around here. And here's a picture of the 3 of them. They're so bundled up and cute. The reason she'll kill me is she'll be like, Mom, I don't look good. She looks gorgeous. My daughter looks gorgeous. She looks happy. They are a beautiful family, and it is such a joy to be part of their life and watch them grow. Ozzy also, put another picture in here, it thinks she can sit up now, so she constantly pushes on you to stand up, or she sits up straight. She doesn't want laid back. So it's just the development as it happens. It's just a joy to be part of that and to be blessed to be included in that. So with that, that's all I've got for this week. I hope you all have a wonderful week. The weather is wicked. It doesn't know what it wants to do, and we just have to roll with it. It's Mother Nature. So keep doing the best you can do. But I'm going to let you get going to your next Flosstuber. So keep stitching, enjoy life, and I'm sending you so much love. Bye.